moving on.
Move on to the
Hey,
last section.
last section, man. Another life
Land.
question.
Exactly.
So, Drew, after much thought and conversation,
Yeah.
we came to the conclusion that the best answer and the best question for this week is how to judge someone's character.
How to judge someone's character.
What do you think is the best way to judge someone's character?
Shit, you want me to go first on this?
No,
You wanna...
I go first. I go first since you've been going first for this topic. So, in my opinion, the best way to judge someone's character, and it's not going to be one answer. It's not going to be only one answer.
For sure.
I feel like the two best ways, in my opinion, to judge someone's character is number one, judging by their actions, first and foremost, and number two, not just judging by the actions, not just judging immediately upon meeting them. Judge them when adversity strikes.
All right.
I feel like adversity is the best way to determine someone's character, because not everything's gonna go well for somebody. You know, if you know somebody who's really happy all the time and like really, compassionate, it's like really outgoing and open. It's easy to be open when everything's going your way. But when something doesn't go your way, it's easy someone could say, they're a good leader. It's like a CEO. Like, you couldn't say someone's a good CEO when the company's profitable, but once the market crashes or something didn't go your way, how you react to that really determines, in my opinion, your character. Because it's easy to put up a facade when things are going well, but when things don't go well, how are you going to react? Are you going to complain forever? Are you going to be resentful forever?
Right.
Or are you gonna make adjustments? Are you going to change certain aspects of your behavior and attitude? And really, that being said, change is kind of overrated when somebody tells you to always change. Yes, I feel like you in life you evolve, but there's certain things that make up your core values that you shouldn't compromise. But again, you have to make sure that your ideals aren't getting in the way of success and happiness. So my opinion, the best way to judge someone's character is number one, judge them by their actions,
Sure.
and not just words. People say, it's easier somebody say, "I'm a nice person. I'm tough.
Yeah.
I'm resilient." It's easier to say that you're this type of individual, and that if faced with this problem, this is how you go about solving it. But until you put yourself in this situation, you're never gonna know how you're truly gonna react. Judge them by your actions, and judge them in times of adversity. So that's all I have to add to that.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. No, yeah, what I was gonna say is just you wanna know how to judge someone when things go south, when shit hits the fan. Just watch their energy and watch how they act, because how they act in that situation reveals who they truly are. And to be honest, it can be really hard to judge someone if you've only known them for, let's say, a couple of months. But if you've known someone for like a few years, and you see them act, you'll know how they act in certain situations. If something goes good or something goes bad, to me that's generally how you would do it. Because a good person may choose a selfish action or something that will only benefit themselves when they're faced with conflict. And like Dimitri was saying, it's just how do I want to word this? It's It's just when they see adversity, That's all it is. It's as simple as that. I think another way to judge someone's character, I think, I think, to be honest, I'm a fan of first impressions. I know you said you weren't, but I feel like the energy you get from somebody in their first impression is it's kind of a key on how they'll act. I know some people may make bad first impressions, but if you ever talked to someone or just had an interaction with them in the first like couple of minutes, and you just feel the energy, and you just like, nah, I'm not gonna talk to this person. 9 times out of 10, all right, nah, probably like 6.5 times, maybe 8 times out of 10. Yeah, 8 times out of 10. That gut feeling is usually right. I think I don't know, because when you first meet someone, you're new to them, they don't know you, you don't know them, and people do try to put their best foot forward. But I feel like sometimes it's easy to see through the fakeness that people may have or show. I mean, but then again, it can be hard to see through people's facades, and that's why we were saying that at times of adversity or when they're struggling with internal conflict, you should see what they do. Even how we were talking about, I think it was like last week or until last time we were recording the podcast, we were just saying, what I mean, let's say you got a friend that's in time of need, and you loan them money, something as simple as that. And if they don't pay you back, or they just try to blow you off or whatever the case may be, that's how you know how they'll act if you're in need, or if it was the other way around. That's how you know. Another thing though, how to judge someone's character, I just remember this. Watch like let's say you got a best friend. Watch how they treat other people like around you, like that typical example of that friend that's cool with you, but they act terrible towards other people. You know what I mean? But you should look for that in people. So because if something goes wrong with your friendship, they gonna act that same way they was acting to them towards you. So I feel like that's another great way to judge someone's character. Or even the people that the people I hate, the people that will say things behind someone's back as soon as they leave the room. Yeah, those are the type of people that you cannot trust.
That's a big turn off for me. Yep,
that's a big turn off. I
don't say anything around that. Those type of
my policy is, if I'm gonna say something behind your back, one, I've already said it to your face, so you already know what I would have said, or I'm not gonna say it at all. It's as simple as that. I feel like that's how it should be. Like you shouldn't, if you call someone your friend, you shouldn't be afraid to tell them any how you feel about them. If you feel afraid to tell them that you need to say it behind your back, then you gotta look at your character and you know what I mean, are you a complete moral person, and why would you call someone a friend if you're afraid to be honest with them? You know what I mean? Because honesty is a big part of people's character.
Yeah, that's a big turnoff for me. Like once I noticed that type of characteristic, I stay far away from that, because you can't trust those type of people.
Exactly, you can't. I'm just like, bro, that's your friend. Why wouldn't you say something like that to their face? You know what I mean? Like Dimitri, if I roast you, you already know what the roast is gonna be, because I said it to you 1,000 times. You already know what it is. You know what I mean? So it's not like
alive.
You know what I mean? It's not like, oh man, what's he saying behind my back? You know what I mean? It's like,
I ain't gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you that. Oh yeah, that was nice, man. Like I completely support you, and then roast you. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, no, but it's just like if I roast you, behind your back. You know what I said because I've said it to you before. You know what I mean? That's an honest friendship. It's not. It's not like I'm being secretive or I'm saying something that I don't want you to know. You know what I mean? That's honesty.
Right.
Definitely, for sure.
Also, man, you gotta look at building off what you just said. Watch how people act with you in comparison to other people. Not just watch for they treat other people worse than you. Take a minute and step back and just reflect on your relationship with somebody. What have you done for them, and what have they done for you?
Right.
And I'm not gonna say what have they done for you in return, because there's times when people can't do anything for you in return, and your friends may need something. But just look at what promises have they made? Have they fulfilled them? How do they treat you? Do they treat you better, or the same as other friends? Or it's like what you said, Drew. Whenever there was a time you had to say no to somebody, have they been? What was their reaction? Were they angry, or were they understanding?
Right.
And my advice, if you ever had to tell somebody no, not out of resentment, but just out of the sheer fact that you can't, and they still gave you a negative reaction,
exactly,
that's somebody you don't need in your life.
That's definitely something you don't need. And another thing, if you gotta, I don't remember where I heard this or where I saw this, but here's the thing: if you need to ask someone for a favor, you shouldn't have to remind them of all the favors you've done for them. They should already know. You know what I mean? They should be, you know what, man, he's been doing all this stuff for me. Let me help this person out. You shouldn't have to be like, oh man, but you remember the time I did this X, Y, and Z for you? No, I mean, if you got a friend like that, I mean, that means they don't really care, and they don't really value what you bring into their life, and you should probably just distance yourself away from them.
That's a fact.
100%. Yeah, man. That's how you gotta judge someone's character, man. You just gotta sit from afar and just observe. You don't gotta say anything, just observe.
Don't follow me, youngin. Follow my moves.
Exactly.
That's a Jay-Z bar, by the way.
See, my man always calling Jay-Z every single time.
Jay-Z's a philosopher of life, man.
Philosopher of life. It's crazy, man. That's the truth. That's the truth to the matter, too, man.
You could apply his principles in the street or a civilian world.
Facts. That's really how it is. You got anything else to add to judging someone's character, man? Because
nah.
I'm sure there's a lot of ways, but I think we hit on some of the main ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to add, Meech? Got any closing statements for episode 4?
You know what I'm saying? Just follow me. Just follow me, man. Don't follow. Don't follow me. Follow my moves, man. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Even though there's be no moves to follow, but definitely follow my moves, man.
Yeah, you already know, no moves to follow. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. Episode 4, bro.
So 4, man.
4, No Moves Podcast, bro. Had a good little discussion today, man. You know what I say, man? Get money and make more money. That's all I gotta tell people.
That's all. Right?
Get money and make more money.
That's the key to life.
If you ain't got no cash flow, you doing something wrong right now.
Right.
That's a fact. That's all I gotta say.
Unless you going to school.
True. Also true.
Because even though you got no money right now, you're putting yourself in position to make money.
Exactly. if you send her home right now and you ain't got no moves at all, I mean, you probably listen to this podcast, but if you got no future moves, oh man, you gotta do something, man. You gotta do something with yourself. I don't know. You gotta figure out something.
Facts.
That's all I gotta say.
Big facts.
Yeah, you already know what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is. No moves. Thank you for listening. And if you listen, you might as well subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
thank you for listening and hopefully subscribing. You know.
Yep. All right, man.
No moves. Holla at your boy.
Ha. All right, we out.